Malembe won nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hey guys, it's Aderonke again. Today I'd like to talk about another Yoruba metaphor. It's a metaphorical statement and it is ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù. 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 What does that mean? First of all, I'd like to expand some of the words. Some of the words are contractions of, well, most of them are combined words. So, ẹni tó, for instance, is a combination of two words, T and O. T and O. Lẹrù is a combination of two words too, ni and eru. If you've seen the respective video that I made regarding this, I mentioned that in the Yoruba language, with the way that we speak, and definitely with the way that we write, we sometimes combine words. So one word may actually be the combination of two words. But just because when we speak, we tend to combine words, just to speak faster. Plus, if you're a native of a language, you don't have to spell every, you want to talk faster in the language pretty much. So it's why we combine words. And of course, that's as reflected in the way that we write so far. Lo as well. It's a combination of two words. Ni, o. I'll probably link the video to this one somewhere, just letting you know, one or two things about how the Yoruba people combine words. And then leru is a combination of two words again, ni and eru. So that's how it works. If you say ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù, it's correct. If you say ẹni tí ó ní ẹrú ni ó ní ẹrù, it's correct as well. If you decide to decide not to combine any words, you would still be correct. Now I'm going to give you word for word transliterations like I often do. Ẹni is a person. It's a human, a person. Ẹni is like a shorter version of ènìyàn. Ènìyàn is a person, a human being. So ẹni is person. Tó is that. Tó is that. T is that. O is he or she or it. The O there is just referring to a person or a thing, but the way that you transliterate to, when you make it one word like that, of course, would be that. Ẹni tó. Then, lẹrú, ni, eru are the two words that combine to form lẹrú. Ni is has or own. Ni is as or own. Ni in certain contexts can be is, and I'll get to that. It's a perfect example of another Yoruba word that has two meanings or more. There are several Yoruba words that have the same pronunciation and the same spelling and every single thing, but the word has two or more meanings. So don't be surprised if you see that. Lẹrú, ni is has or own. Eru is slave. Eru is slave. Lẹrú, ni, eru has or own is ni. Then eru is slave. Lo, combination of two words again. Lo, combination of two words again. Ni is. I talked about this earlier. I said ni is. It can also be us or own. It all depends on the context. If I say emi ni, mo ni, omo. Emi is me. Ni is. Mo ni, I have or I own. Omo is child. I am the one. Me is the one. Well, if you were to translate that now, that's a transliteration. Me is the one that owns the child. But if you were to translate that, it would be I am the one I own the child or something like that. So ni, is has or own, depending on the context. It could also be is, depending on the context. Is or are. O again is the one or he or she or it. O is a pronoun. So it's the one, he or she or it. Lẹrù, combination of two words again. Ni, eru. Ni is as a own. ni is as her own. Eru is load or property. Eru is load or property. So when you transliterate that, what would that give you? Person that he or she or it has her own slave is the one has load of property. You have to make that a proper English sentence. So you start by transliterating it as best as you can. So it would be something like this when you combine those words. The person that has or owns the slave is the one that has or owns the property. The person that has or owns the slave is the person that has or owns the property. So the one who owns the slave is the one who owns the property, is what it would look like when you translate it. The one who owns the slave is the one who owns the property. An even better translation would be something like this. The one who owns the slave owns the property. The one who owns the slave owns the property. So that would be a better way to translate it. And before I tell you what it means and the context that it is often used in, let me start by saying that this metaphorical statement is from a folk tale. It could very well be a true story. I personally don't know. And I feel like even the present old persons, the present elders, the present seniors, in the culture, don't know, can't really say if it was true, if it really happened, or it's just a tale that has been passed down. Usually, these tales are something that had happened, but like in a sometimes it may be the exact same way. Sometimes the truth may have been altered, but our folk tales are not always 100% fiction. There's usually like an element of something that happened in the past in them. So there's a good chance that the folk tale is true. And I'm not going to tell you the folk tale in this video. I'm going to make a separate one, and then I'm going to put the link in the description. So by the time you're watching this video, I encourage you to check the description or the comment section for the story behind this metaphorical statement, because this is not going to make any sense to you whatsoever. Whoever owns the slave owns the property if you don't know the background, the story behind it. Now, the meaning when you say ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù, you could say ẹni tó lẹ́rù ló lẹ́rù. But okay, I'm just going to tell you this version first, and then maybe talk about if you say it the other way, which I've heard people use in very interesting contexts. But if you say ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù, which is what we're treating now, ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù, ẹni tó lẹ́rú ló lẹ́rù, you're saying whoever owns one thing owns everything. That's essentially what you're saying metaphorically. You're saying whoever owns one thing owns everything. So this statement is not inherently positive or negative. Whoever owns one thing owns everything. You could use it in your submissive wife, kind of context, in which you say, if you own me, then you own everything I have. So you can't ask me for anything and not receive it from me. Essentially, is what you're saying. You're just saying whoever owns one thing owns everything. If you own me, which I think it is, I would never use it in that kind of context ever. Can't be me. But if you're going to use it in that context, that's you're my Adeori, you are Oluwa, you are my Lord. If you're talking to your husband that way and you're saying, there's nothing that you want from me that I can't give you, then to you it may be positive, to someone else it may be negative. If you use it in that condescending way in which you tell someone, I own you, so I pretty much own what you have, in that kind of context, it's clearly condescending. So it's clearly not a terribly positive context, so It all depends. It's just a neutral statement. It is what you make it, sort of thing. So like I said, the statement is from a folk tale that involves a wealthy man, his son, and his slave. So I'm going to stop this here so that I can make the video for the folk tale. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to respond. Please like and share and subscribe and do all the nice things. And continue to support my channel in whatever ways that you have. Thank you so much to my 3 patrons. I love you. I have to be honest, because you don't know what you do for me. You have no idea. So thank you so much. And thank you to those who supported me in the past. I just thank each and every person. I really don't know. If there were better words, then I would say them. You know, so I'll see you in the one on the respective folktale. Enjoy the rest of your day and goodbye.